Sorry I'm late. I was gonna just turn on my streaming and be like, yeah, welcome to the disaster that is my desk. But then I just kind of tried to move some shit around. This is what happens when I'm in deadline mode. I'm a neat freak, but I don't have time to clean up. I just have to get to my work, get things finished. So there's art supplies everywhere. Okay, so today is Vampirella, and I am so excited to work on this one. It is so fun, and I've already done a decent amount of the inking, but I kind of waited on the last little bit of it so that I can do it via live, so you guys can see what it is I'm working on. So what I've done so far is, for starters, this is for the Valentine's Day special issue of Vampirella. So what I'm doing is I've already gotten the cover art approved. I've gotten the layout approved. Hey Joe, Happy New Year! So these were some of the different little layouts and scribbles and sketches that I was working on. These were the final two that I chose. This was the layout that we went with, but I hadn't worked out what I was doing with her hands yet. So that was still something I needed to figure out. So it kind of just looks like she's surprised here, and it doesn't make any sense. So then I did this version, and I have a few notes. Shrink her head, move her head over, because sometimes things, you know, I'm happy with the face, but I'm not happy with exactly where it is. And I wanted to angle it back a little bit more so it connected better to her neck, and rotate it down a little bit. So I did that digitally, where I just use the lasso tool, select that area, and rotate. Saves a lot of time than having to redraw it. You do have to redraw if you're working on a commission, for instance, but for things that this is not the final piece of paper, I can do those kind of adjustments on the computer. So this is where it's at now, and I've been making sure that her head follows her spine. And I know that her skull is right back there. And here is the back of her skull, and this is the top of her spine. So those are the things that I need to make sure match. If they don't work, then the whole body does not look proper. If the head is not connected to the body correctly, unless you're drawing the Headless Horseman, it's not a good idea. Hello, Kara! Hi, Jason! Good evening! Alright, so today is Vampirella time, and I am so excited. I lost my voice a couple days ago, so I'm still in the process of getting that back. There's been a bit of a cold flu going around in Calgary. Dan definitely has it, and I'm trying very hard not to catch it. Hello, Philip! Hey, Arrow! So good to talk with all of you guys, and Happy New Year! Oh, you could have talked for me. That's so nice of you, Kara. Thank you. All right, so, oh my goodness, the amount of pens and mess I have on my desk is just not okay. Hello, Philip. Okay, so the pen that I'm really loving this time is the Copic Multi-Liner 0.1. I usually tell you guys that my heart belongs to the Eco Pigment pens, and that is true, but for some reason I'm really loving this one this time. So that's what I'm using here. And then I will be using some brush work here. I have the Winsor & Newton Series 7 brushes, and I have a couple of them because this one looks like it's very old. So yeah, I'll use this one. So I'm keeping this to the side because big portions like this and over here, I have much better control with a brush than I do with a pen. I've started to notice that I you need to have a smooth, fast line with a pen, and with a brush as well, but a brush can kind of make it a little easier for that line to remain smooth. Pen, it really, you know, you have to be perfectly correct. With a brush, your hand can shake a tiny little bit. Had too much caffeine that day, perhaps. A brush will cover that sin. A pen, not so much. How long will I be on tonight? Not very long, because I'm gonna finish up this cover, and then I want to cook dinner because I have something specific I want made. So I'm just gonna finish up the cover and tell you all I love you and go. So I'm guessing probably another 2 hours. I agree, Philip. Kara really deserves that. How did you know, Mystery? Yes, I want to make a specific type of soup. Hello, Shane. Okay, so I was getting tripped off talking about all the different types of pens, when what really needs to happen is I need to start doing all the inking. So look at the mess that I have on my desk right now. Just all of this stuff that I need to put away because it's gonna be in my way. Some things I still need. Jesus, you guys, you would not imagine the disaster that I am dealing with, and it's all my fault. Hey, Wendy. Yes, Philip, my mom is still here. They are here until Tuesday. So we're gonna go to Banff tomorrow, which is why I'm doing my live stream today. Plus, I need to get this cover off for colors tonight. I am not coloring this cover this time. So this is the only time that you're gonna see me working on it, because I've been working on the sketch throughout the last couple days while hanging out with my folks. So this is the only time I'm going to be doing a live stream of Vampirella, and then it's going to Sanju to color, and he's an amazing colorist, and I'm super excited. And it is kind of fun when I'm coloring my own work all the time now. It is kind of fun to just check out and not color one, and to see how someone else will do it, because now I know how hard that is, and I have mad respect for colorists. I know, Banff has snow. Hey, Samantha. Oh, thank you, Kara. Hello, Sketchy McSketchington. And Arrow, I did think about sending it to Kylie. It is too rushed a job. That would just be cruel. I will at some point give Kylie a cover to color. That's the plan. It's just to do something that that on that kind of time constraint with that little time as like your first cover where we're working together. It would be mean to give her that tight a deadline. Yeah, I guess so, Kara. No, Samantha, I don't. I'm very sorry. Thanks, Philip. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's gonna be fun. Alright, so I'm going to finish working on the background after. I actually want to get this done so that I'm not going over things and smudging up her face and all of that. So let's start getting some of her body done. So the way I've got her collar, because she's really turning with her neck, you're seeing more of both collars. But I really wanted this one to jut out beyond her hairline because I think it just adds some visual interest right there. Stever, hello! I'm not gonna ink her lips. It's a weird one for me, or it's a weird tick I have. Personally, I don't like the inked lip look, and I'm afraid I'm gonna screw it up. So I did scan her face before I inked it just to make sure. Yeah, exactly, no Control Z. So for now, I'm gonna leave it uninked. Maybe once my hand's a little bit more warmed up, I'll go ahead and ink it. But for now, she's staying as she is. And you know what I did? I looked up. I just typed into Google search and looked up black shiny hair just to see how the shines go. And of course, you have to it's all done with gradient, you know, like when you look at hair and it's all shiny, there's a gradient of the color. So you have to really dumb it down to black and white and high contrast. But I am trying to do that in the hair here, especially because I'm not coloring it this time. So I want to make sure that I'm putting in all the information that is needed in order to color it, because a lot of times I can leave out a lot of information if I'm going to color it myself. Doesn't matter. I'll take care of it when I color it. With here, I'm trying to add in more blacking, like on her little suit, because it's a shiny suit. These lines can be color held to look like maroon or something like that, but at least they're in the line art. Thank you, Meteor. Also, I made a command. So if you do exclam Vampirella, it'll work. Yeah. Thank you, Travis. So what I want here is in her hand, she's got the stem of the glass between her two fingers. Now, I mean, I just kind of stood like this and was like, how would this work while I'm sitting in my pajamas in my bed? So, you know, wasn't really thinking beyond that. But I know that you can kind of hold it in between your fingers. There's enough space to comfortably hold a pen between your two fingers. So I think it works. And you know, it kind of makes sense that only 3 fingers would be holding it, and then the pinky would be out, and the thumb would be out. Anyway, I kind of did this and was like, yeah, that should work. Boom, draw it in. It was fun. So what I'm gonna do is there's just a little tiny bit of blood at the bottom. So you can think that she's being all snooty, you know, like the wine tasting style thing with some blood. Or she's putting her arm out and being like, top me up, thou blood bank. Yeah, this is fun. It's my first time drawing Vampirella. I drew her one time a few years ago, like in 2013 for a commission. It was one of my first ones, but there's I don't know if that's the only one, but it's the only one I can remember. And so, but I've never drawn her professionally, like for a comic book before, so I'm so excited. Thank you, K Dalla. Vampirella is, she's from a comic book company called Dynamite Comics. And there are different theories about where she is from. I think that, what's the name of the planet? It's like, Draculon, I think. Okay, so did it? Oh, yes. All right. You're right. Okay, so I've done a few other sketches of Vampirella, but I've never drawn her for a comic book before. So at least I have that. It's my first time drawing her as a comic cover. And I'm super excited. I gave her, from the sketch that I posted, I gave her a little bit of a butt reduction and a waist increase, because I draw like very triangular and angular and extreme in my sketches, and her butt was too big and her waist was too small. I thought, after giving it a little bit too much of a look, I was really looking at it and like, yeah, I think her butt's too big and I think her waist is too small. So she had to have a little fix. Yes, she has multiple origins, which makes it a little bit confusing. I'm not entirely sure which one they're using now. Yeah, she's fine with a big booty. Dan was in my mind, 100%. I'm telling you. For him, it's like never big enough. That's hilarious, Eric.
To the core. When you wake from this coma, I'll be here. I just want you back.
All right, I'm sorry. I just need a little bit more light. I will be right. Where the hell is my light switch? Oh, here we go. Dan must be hinting for more booty. Dan is always hinting for more booty. I just have to like try to realize when it's just Dan or if other people would share his opinion. Yes, exactly. So many more squats. Thank you, Steve. I was creating too much shadow. Okay. It's gonna really blow out my face, everybody, but I need more light, so I apologize for this. Thank you so much for the host, Eric. Hello, Comic Force. Thank you so much for having me there, and I hope you enjoy this. I am working on a cover of Vampirella for, it's an exclusive for Comics Elite. There's, I believe, 400 copies of this cover, and I am working on the inking right now. So, right now I'm working with a 0.1, and I've pretty much done the whole cover with a 0.1 millimeter multi-liner pen by Copic Marker. So they make pens and markers. They are primarily a marker company, but they also do pens because a lot of ink doesn't stay properly on the paper with Copic Marker. It'll start to bleed and stuff. So that's why they have the option of buying their pens, because their pens don't get all smudged by the markers. But their pens are just amazing in general. They go through Dynamite, but talk to me. I'm not entirely sure how it all works with every company, but they talked to Dynamite and worked it out with me if I was available and all of that. But the actual business side of all of it is handled between Comics Elite and Dynamite, I think. I am so sorry, Jason. I feel your pain immensely right now. I am biting my nails about payment that I've sent out to, in case it makes you feel any better. Hello, River Dragon. This heart is and has been a beast to ink, but the only person that I can be mad about is myself, because I have no brake pedal. Thank you, DC Bray. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so what I did with the candles is I pretty much had no rhyme or reason to any of it. Though I did check on previews. You know, they always have like a write-up or a synopsis of the comic book. So I went and looked up Vampirella, which is the issue I'm working on. And it said that she's going to be in New Orleans for something. And I would need to go read it again to have all of it right, correct? But I know that she's going to be in New Orleans. So I figured, well, then putting beads on this would work, would bring in that Mardi Gras style to a more gothic Valentine's look. So I'm going to suggest that the whole thing be either silver or gold, but she wears gold jewelry, so I think all of the metal should be gold. None of this should be different colors, or it's just gonna wig out your eyes. The candles should be white, and then all the beads hanging down can be red, and I think that would look great. Yeah, it's all fun and games while you're penciling, and then, you know, when you ink it, you're mad at your penciler self, and then when you're coloring it, you actually want to gouge your penciler self's eyes out. I'm like, God damn it, Dawn, why did you do this? Don't do it again. Every time. Exactly, yeah. So I kind of looked up True Blood, didn't find anything particularly helpful because it's all swampy and shit, and I wasn't looking for swamp. So I just, you know, wung it. It was Dan's suggestion to make a tea light holder with hearts, but he just wanted them like little squares holding hearts, and then this happened. Yes, Pencil Dawn, Ink Dawn, and Colorist Dawn are all different people. It's bad. Anyway, all I did was basically do scrolls, and then the bottom of some of the candles where it's kind of being held in by little lattice work, I just kind of was inspired by lace, but it's metal. I wasn't trying to actually draw lace candles, but yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on everywhere. And then some of the, you know, then it's just kind of like your typical scrolly, pillory shit all around. and then the beads. And then of course her outfit is very set, so that makes it really nice and easy. I can just draw that. And there isn't like an immense amount of detail at all. So it's just been really fun to focus on her body and a lot on her back. Because of the way that she's turned, I wanted to make sure that I had enough showing like the muscles of her back. But then of course I don't want to make her look like Hulk Lady, because she isn't, you know, She-Hulk. She's a little bit more svelte, or whatever it's called. But anyway, that is sort of the thought process of what I was going for when I, you know, worked on her pose and the heart and all of that. Oh, and she's standing, like her legs are semi off center, but kind of in the middle of the cover. But then her body is over, or like her head is over on one side of the heart. And then her hand is helping to weigh it out on the other side. And I tried to work with that to have enough weight on the cover, and sort of pull some things into these open, empty spaces down at the bottom here. I did have her arms down, and that of course filled the space better, which was what I was trying to do. But then her hands were just kind of hanging there, and it looked like she was shocked, or something just like whacked her in the butt or something, which, you know, is not really what I was going for. So anyway, that is my whole dealio with this cover. Yeah, my English kind of sucks. You like my heart idea? Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Scott. I have like worked on I've drawn her face so many times because I wasn't happy with it. Every time I did it, the expression wasn't quite right, or she looked too angry or too goofy, and finally I had to be like, okay, this is the best I've got, and I'm so glad you like it. Thank you. Good for you, DC. Oh, thank you so much, Rick. I just saw that you said you pre-ordered 2 copies. Go, Rick. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, Arrow. I don't English good. Yeah, it's either seducing with strength or fill my cup. All right, I am getting so tripped off yapping with you guys that I'm not going to even finish what I set out to do here. Probably at some point, Adam. I'm not sure. I have to see what sort of allowances there are. There's the blood. Oh, thank you, Comic Force. That means so much. I always set out to do the best that I can. There are so many great artists all around everywhere, and that, you know, from all the years gone by. So it's just, you know, trying to be a teeny little fish in a giant ocean of amazing artists and just keep swimming. You were cursing my name last night? Oh no, what did I do? Sorry, Jason. I would understand if I had just packed some art and sent it to you. Then yes, cursing is encouraged. All right, so this is the other side of the hand. Now, guys, maybe you can help me make a decision here, because I want this glass to look very thin and see-through. And as you guys can see, thank you so much for getting the Kaboom Harley. Kaboom to your year. All right, take a look at this cup right here. So this is where I'm thinking. I want this to look like very, very thin glass. You know, one of those really, really thin wine glasses, those expensive ones, you know, where it's like if you flick it, it's gonna shatter. That's how thin I'm going for. And so she's got the blood in there. So I inked that, but I want to be able to see her hand through the glass and also see some of the heart candle holder thingy. It also needs to be visible. It won't just stop right there. You would see it through clear glass, right? But it would be slightly warped and fucked up a little bit. So I'm probably gonna do it all in pencil, but if you guys have any thoughts, definitely tell me as far as how you think it would look best, because I want it to be clear that it's glass, but I also don't want to overdraw in there, or it's gonna lose the effect of it being glass. All right, let me see what Jason said here. Thank you, Mystery. I hear you on the swimming. I've seen a lot of work from many. Aw, thank you, Adam. Mwah, that's so sweet of you. All right, I met Dawn this past spring. Oh, wow. That's great, Jason. And why are you cursing me for this? That sounds like it was all Mike's fault. All right, there's some of her jewelry that I think is standard, and then there's some of her jewelry that I feel is somewhat left up to artistic interpretation slash what an artist feels like doing, and I like to add a little bit more bling and fun, of course, in the proper color scheme of Vampirella, but I gave her a few more little bangles on her wrists, so I hope that's okay. You're blaming me anyway? That's just mean, Jason. That's fine. I will take the blame. I would. That is true. I did see Aquaman. Yes, it was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun watching that movie. Oh, I try not to be the person that's like squeeing and laughing and clapping and everything in the movie because I'll just be so loud, but I would have clapped through so many parts. It was awesome. I loved it. The linology book is epic. The toilet bit made me laugh. Oh, yeah, that was funny. You know what? I am not sure that I'm going. Oh, wait, it's at the end of March. No, I'm not going to Kansas City this year. I've been to Kansas City the last 2 years in a row, so I'm giving that one a break this time. Aw, I know, I'll miss you guys too. All right, give me a second, you guys. I just need to run over there and grab my gum. Coffee taste. Blech. Okay. So I'm getting her hand done, and I'm doing all the parts on her body that I'm doing with a pen. And once the pen part is finished, then I'm gonna get out the brush and do all the brush lines, which is gonna be most of her body. I can do thick to thin much better with a brush than I can with a pen. Gum covers coffee taste. When going to brush my teeth would take too long. So I hope you guys can forgive the chewing. I should, but I had coffee, Philip, which is probably why I'm being so very chatty. Slight sugar high, because I also had ice cream with my coffee. So we're seeing this part of her palm right here as it's resting on her hip. So that's why we're seeing this, this part of her thumb, and kind of her thumb and hand are jutting that way. And this is this flat under part of her wrist is what we're seeing. Oh, thank you so much, Comic Force. You are awesome. Exactly.
You and me on the Charles River. I could die right now. I'm just happy. I've never felt that before.
Yeah, exactly. What sold out in an hour? Razrat, thank you so much for the follow. Jeff, it is a cover for Comics Elite. Flash Crown, thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you, Razrat. No, I did not get any of that for Christmas. Thank God. That's hilarious that a bunch of people got it for Christmas gifts now that it's legal. That is funny. Alright, and this is something I was trying to fix earlier on. But I'm using up all my white pens. And I need to start clearing out the ones that I have completely used to death. Because my white inking, like, white jelly rolls, I use them up like crazy, and then I forget to buy more because I have jelly roll pens all over the place, but they're all dried out. And then I don't I don't have a good working one, but I have 10 that are like dead. And I need to start clearing out my pens. Like, I feel so bad to throw away art supplies that I've used and they're, you know, either the nib is busted so it barely like any ink comes out, or they're dried out, but I think maybe I can re-energize them or get them going again. And then I just hoard all of my art supplies, and then I go to use something and everything I have is old and busted and nothing works. So I need to clear out what I'm not going to use or what I have used and it's dead and go buy some more pens. God, it's such a bad situation. Oh, hello, Jet Kala, and please tell your wife thank you from me. That is so nice of her. You do the same thing? Yeah. Dead pens, so many. Like, I was in bed and I love watching TV and inking from bed, and I'm watching Grey's Anatomy because yes, I am a dork. And I had like 10 pens, and I start trying to ink this cover, and I finally was like, okay, I am going to throw them away now. So I just started throwing pens across the room, and Dan is like, what is happening? What are you doing? Are you throwing a fit? Are you angry? Is something going wrong with your art that you're throwing pens? But my old supplies are busted. Nobody's gonna want them. Go buy new pens. All right, I think it's time to get serious. You watch Big Bang? Oh my God, they really need that on Netflix, like yesterday. Oh, thank you, Scott. You're wonderful. Oh, did you and Mo go see A Certain Mouse? All right, so this is my favorite ink. I've been using this same ink for like 20 years, if that gives you all any idea of how old I am. So I love this ink so much. And this is the ink that I buy. And for this whole thing, it costs $7.90 Canadian dollars, which is really not so bad because this will last years and years and years. So I like this ink for many reasons. It doesn't seem to dry as quickly with Winsor & Newton brushes. Everybody has their own special ink that they like to use. I just like this ink personally. And I'm not saying this is the ink to get. A lot of people like Speedball ink, which I have here. Here, this super black India ink. This is Sumi ink. It might be exactly the same thing, but this is what they use for Chinese and Japanese kanji inking, like calligraphy brushwork. I don't know if there's any huge difference between the two. I find that this one doesn't gum up my brush as much, which is why I like to use it. A lot of people will water down their India ink. And there's just tons of different styles of what people like to do. In my case, this is my personal preference. That's great, Jason. Just remember, hers is blood if you're trying to keep up. Just saying. I didn't say that, but it does. It smells a little bit like mold. And I better not put my nose right to it, or I'm gonna have like an ink covered nose for the whole show, and then probably do this and not notice. That would be such a me thing to do. It's almost the same, but Sumi ink flows great. Yeah, see, thank you, Mystery. And yes, I like Sumi for that. I would have. Getting high off ink? Lol, no. The cover is coming out really soon, Jeff. The pre-orders are already up on Comics Elite. If you want, I can, if you just do exclamation Vampirella and it'll give you a link to it. Let me see if I can do it here. There we go. No judgment. Thanks, Kara. Oh, someone else beat me to it. Kara, you type faster. Thank you, love. Yeah, I have ink and I have paint. All those things work fabulous. Plus, they don't make me paranoid. You're on a phone, that helps. Okay, so I need to go buy all the like little pads of paper that I used for my side brush work and all of that. It's just, I'm just dipping my toes back into brush line inking that I haven't done in years. So forgive the post-it. But what I'm gonna be doing is I fill my brush with ink and then I twist it on a piece of scrap paper that gets all the bristles into a really nice point. And that's what I do on the side. So I will be doing that every time I fill up my brush. Oh, and I need to take off my ring. Oh, hello to Mo. Good plan, DC. Get some rest. And have a good weekend, love. It's still Saturday there right now. Is it Sunday there? Thanks, Arrow. I doubt it. So what I'll do at the end is I'm going to go back in with some Copic Opaque White, which if Dan shows up, I can get him to open the jar for me, because as you guys can remember last time, I couldn't get the jar open and I haven't tried since, so I need Dan's help. Yes, Philip, I have thought of using a crow quill and I tried. I gave it a really solid effort, but you see, this is the thing. I did get some inking training and I got trained in brush line inking. It takes years to get used to using a brush or a quill. I would have to start over with a quill. I do love how it looks. I really do. But I would have to put in another like 2 or 3 years before it starts looking the way I want it to. I already have that with a brush, so I'm just gonna stick to my knitting. Comic Force, I'm supposed to be there to like help add to the fun of the store, not ruin your sales, dude. Hi, Totally Confused. How are you? Oh, Sumi has such beautiful, deep, rich black ink. Sometimes pen ink just doesn't have, I guess it's just the saturation and the amount of ink that's coming out of a brush as opposed to a pen. So you definitely have to be careful and let your paper dry. But damn, it's so nice and dark and pure. Ah. I love ink. And I have been penciling my pages and just leaving them as final pencils for years. But I found that inking actually saves me time because I don't have to keep erasing and refining and cleaning and touching up, and then I smudge it by accident. I have to go back and erase very carefully. And with the inking, I can just, it's done. That's true. Sumi ink is opaque, or matte, I guess is what it's called. Okay, I have to be very careful with this little bit of ink. I'm gonna put that over here. Oh, well, DC, I don't want to keep you up, hon. I guess you're a big girl, or a big person. You can manage your time, and let me know when you're going to bed, though, because I don't want you to stay up too late. And I know I sound like mom now. I do quickly go into mom mode. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Mwah! So much love to you. I appreciate that a ton. I've redone my art book cover. That is the old one. I need to fix that. All right, so right here, I'm stopping the black lines and I'm leaving it white. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because her hair is black, but you need some shine, even with black hair. It just looks really dull and dead. And so the shine, I guess you can see even with my hair, even though my hair is brown, it does look black on screen. The shine has almost like a blue tinge to it, and that's what they'll do, is the colorist will fill the entirety of her hair with like a deep navy kind of color, and that looks like the white shine. Mark, hello! Oh, you're actually in your early 30s? I thought you were super, super young. Oh, you guessed it. I'm sorry. It's because I'm talking with someone whose name is DC Bray. That could be why. Pantene. It's lighting, people. And also, maybe sometime I'll show you guys what I do with my hair. And I did it yesterday because my mom cut my hair finally. But I do this hair mask where I leave my hair in... I wrap it in tin foil, blow it with a blow dryer so that the tin foil heats up, and then wrap it in a towel, like a turban, and leave it for a couple hours. And when you take that out and wash your hair, it's so shiny. Will my mom cut your hair too? Yeah. Tin foil hat, I know. I'm protecting my brain from the aliens. I don't know if you guys saw that movie. I can't remember. It was like a movie with Mel Gibson from years ago. And his kid thought if he covered his head with the tinfoil, the aliens couldn't read his mind or something. Anyway, that's where I'm getting it from. Oh, maybe so, yes. I never remember names. Hello to Eric's daughter. Yeah, okay, it was signs. Oh no, sorry, Steve. I am looking forward to The Unbreakable 2. Oh my god. Fluffy Bunny, thank you for the follow. Hypno Sherlock. Have any of you seen the trailer for Unbreakable 2? With Samuel L. Jackson and... Yeah, it's the glass one. Yeah. Oh my god, I am so excited. Oh, it looks so good. Glass. Okay, it's called Glass. It's not called Unbreakable? Well, yeah, Glass. It looks so awesome. I loved the first one, and I can't wait to see the second one. Yeah, James McAvoy. Oh my god. Whatever it is with his like multiple personality thing, his acting looks like off the charts. I can't even. Yeah, Jesus, I couldn't believe it when I saw him acting for that. And usually I think of him as like this really tiny dude, and like, so he must have like super worked out to play that part. And when people do that, it's very, very impressive to me. Like, the amount of self-discipline that actors have to use either to gain tons of weight, lose tons of weight, get super fit, you know, get extremely unfit, like whatever it is that they have to do, and they like throw their entire bodies, their metabolism, their health on the line for a film. I mean, that is intense. And whatever he's had to do, I mean, it's crazy, and he acts so well. Hi, Tanis. He plays 23 different characters. What on earth? I mean, who does that? It's crazy. Yeah, Christian Bale is intense. Yeah. Did you see there's a trailer for a movie where he's playing, I can't remember who, a politician? And it doesn't even look like him. Like, my husband told me that was Christian Bale, and I was like, no way. There's no way. And then I saw his teeth, and yeah, it's Christian Bale's teeth, and that's the only thing that's recognizable. Dick Cheney, there we go. Aw, Jeff, so much love to you. Thank you so much. No way. The commercial? That is insane. My parents had never seen Dark Knight before, so I had them watch that with me. And then the Lego Batman movie. So they're getting a real... Oh, and Wonder Woman. I watched that for like the 10th time with my parents. And yeah, so they're getting a whole like DC immersion. Thank you, Kara. And then my mom is watching, yes, I've thought about doing a Marvel marathon. That happens with my daughter, though. She is a massive Marvel movies fan. So am I, but my daughter is right there with me, which is awesome. I haven't seen that, Scott. Yes, thanks, Scott. We are doing the Harry Potter marathon as well. We're on number 6 or 7 right now, I think. I think we just started number 7. It's really a chill vacation time where we're just like hanging out, watching movies, and also I got some unexpected deadlines. So my mom is joining me for lots of Grey's Anatomy marathons because Grey's Anatomy I can listen to. I don't want to look up. With any of the Marvel movies or DC movies, no matter how many times I've seen them, I still want to watch them. And so I can't watch something that visually entertaining. I like the Twilight movies. 100%. I've seen them a few times. And then I also really enjoy the Vampire Diaries. I'm not particularly cool. You'll pass on Twilight. I like the Harry Potter movies. They are not overrated, Arrow. I disagree with you. We're doing okay with the migraine issues. Thank you, Philip. That's so nice of you to ask. I was supposed to have my first treatment round with my neurologist on Monday, but we had to reschedule because my neurologist has this flu that's going around here in Calgary. So I'll be going for my first treatment at the end of January now. Arrow is out of the group. So I'm just trying to last until then. It is true. It's such a tearjerker show. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna cry. They will not get me. I'm not gonna cry. Guys, I have never seen Buffy. I am prepared for all the rage and anger that's gonna be thrown at me now. Does Mo watch Grey's Anatomy, Scott? Oh my God, Mark, I'm so sorry. Then she is 100% my person. Tell her she'll get it. Tell her she's my person and she'll get it. An inside Grey's Anatomy joke. Oh, you know my person? Okay, good. Oh, thank you, Jeff, for picking up the Hell Witch too. You are amazing. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know what I use? Let me see. I am using the Logitech HD 1080p. And I have two of them. So I have one on my art and one on my face. Hello. Yay! I'm so glad that Mo gets it. Woohoo! Thank you, Scott. Too much ink on the brush. Oh, thank you, Jeff. So much love to you again. All right, guys, you know what? My nail is getting in my way, so I need to go clip my nail. Hold, please. One absolutely cannot have long nails when working. Even the shortest little nail gets in the way. I don't know how some artist girls can actually keep their nails really nice and pretty while still drawing. I mean, that's a skill all on its own. I can't do it. Yeah, art struggles. Oh, thank you, Scott. That is so nice of you. Which ones did they do? Oh, they only had number 1. Interesting. Oh gosh, Benitez is just unbelievably good. It's a good choice. Sorry, Tanis. So cool, Scott. Thank you. This is my first Vampirella cover. I have drawn Vampirella as a commission a couple times, but yes, this is my first time drawing her in not a commission. I don't want to say for real because obviously when I draw a commission for someone, it's the character for real, but you know. Thank you, DC. This is a Winsor & Newton Series 7, and it's a size 0, which is quite small for working on this size of paper. I may go up a size once I buy a new one and get a 1, because I think that's the most common size that is used in comics. But yeah, this is a Winsor & Newton Series 7 brush. They're quite expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Tanis. Yeah, I'm with you, Kara. That would be awesome. Boy, the smell of this ink is gonna take some getting used to. I haven't used it in a long time. Well, I wouldn't be complaining, Scott. Yes, I'm just inking her tonight, and I'm not coloring this one because I need to move on to another deadline. But she'll be colored over the next couple days, and the deadline is January 10th, I think, for this one. But I have another deadline where they're both doubling up, so I need to turn this over to be colored, and the publisher is handling that part, or the comic book store, Comics Elite, and they've asked Sanju to color it, and I'm moving on to another cover I'm working on for Comics Elite. Hey, Payback. Comic Force, not yet. Ashley, hi. So some of the lines I think are a little bit too thin and spindly, so I'm thickening up a few little portions of them. And I will fix that little bloop I just did by just adding in another line. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna turn this upside down so that I can work on this portion of her hair, and I just have better control coming towards myself than painting away from myself. We're doing great, Ashley. Yeah, sorry about that. Here, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Oh, thank you, Tanis. I do, Ashley. I did a cover for Hell Witch by Coffin Comics, and she has dragon wings. Okay. Thank you so much, Kylie. All right, so I just want to have some black lines here. And I'm not gonna do blacking all the way to the edge because the candles are on that side of her, so I'm pretending that there's a rim light. Did you lose some work, Kylie? No, sorry, DC. There we go. Woot! So that part of her hair is finished. Happiness. Oh, thank you, Malachi. Okay, yeah, Dan keeps an external drive for me too, and it updates like twice a day or something like that, just in case I have lost work before we had external drives. Or I think Dan keeps 2 external backups. That's what he does. Malachi, I'm not going to be on for much longer because I am going to cook dinner. So I need to go. I'm going to push it for about another half hour, let's say. Okay, so that part of her hair is done, and I'm gonna give hair a break for a little while and move on to her body, and then go back to do a little bit more on the hair. What's for dinner? Okay, it's a recipe I found on Pinterest, so I just need to go to my recipes. Hold please, but it's so amazing. Oh my god, I just saw the prettiest drawing. Wow. Okay. Let me see on my recipes. It's a soup, and it's done with it's done. Here we go. It's vegan spicy Thai peanut ramen. So I won't do it with ramen noodles because I did last time and they got soggy, but it's coconut milk, green curry paste, and vegetable broth all kind of cooked together with a bit of peanut butter. And it's so yummy. Pinterest is awesome. 15 minutes. It's not a 15-minute stream, Shane. I started at 5:15. Yes, it is so much yum. And then I make it spicier than that because I love spicy food. And so it's super spicy and delicious. I'm not sure, Kylie. Possibly. Oh, I stream about 3 times a week, more or less. It depends on the project. But yeah, something like that. And you can always screen grab my name if you're able to, because it's crazy and difficult to spell, but I'm the only one, so it makes it rather handy to find me. Yeah, I know, me too. Thank you so much, Comic Force. Mwah, lots of love to you. No, thank you. No, I'm not going to stream tomorrow, Kylie, which is why I'm streaming today. Well, 2 reasons. I need to send this off to Sandru to color in the next few hours. And the other reason is that we're taking my parents to Banff tomorrow. Banff is a city/town here in Alberta. It's about 2 hours away from here. And there's lots of mountains. So my mom can see some snow and get to wear her boots that she bought for snow. And there's been no snow here. Yes, very much touristy shit. So, I looked up fit girls' backs and found none that were quite the pose that I drew. So none of them were really exactly what I needed, but I found a ton of like girls doing like flexing so you can see all the muscles in their back. And like Vampirella isn't an extremely muscular character, but she's, you know, immortal and stays in shape forever. And it's so not fair. But anyway, this, at least it showed me some of the muscular structure so that I wouldn't, like, draw it wrong. So, hopefully her back has enough form to it that, you know, it shows the angle that she's in. Because she is very forcefully jutting her arm back to hold the cup out towards us as much as a body can twist. So, yes, I have her turning, which then forces the muscles on this side of her back to contract. So that's why there's more bumps on this side than there are on this side. Oh, thank you, Totally Confused. Oh, definitely, Kylie. If you came to visit, we would just steal you. Philip, I am much happier with the changes that I made. I added so much glow and all of that stuff. It's much, much better than it was before. And I'll definitely send it around on my email this week. Okay, sometime the back versions look of surfer skater girls on Pinterest. I just heard that in a conversation. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Scott. And yes, Kylie, I put the little dimple thingies. Oh no, Trek Nut. Don't tell me stuff like that. Oh no. Thank you, Kylie. It's easier to see the arting. Yay, I'm glad you like her. And I'm so excited to get to draw her. It's been one of my wish list covers for a very long time. So I am just beyond thrilled. There we go. So I want the exterior lines of her frame to have a much thicker line weight. So like here, I'm doing very thin lines on the background candle dealio, whatever that is. I don't even know. And I'm not even thinking about or using any line weight on it because it's just gonna be too heavy. And there's so much detail. I think if I make my line weights too thick on the candle behind her, it's gonna compete with her. So that's why I want her to have really striking thick line weight to pull her forward from all the aggressive detail going on in the background. Yeah, smooshy pillory shit. They are via the publisher, Kylie, but the store works with the publisher to get their own exclusive. I'm not really sure exactly how it works or how you do it, but that's what it is. Oh my goodness, good night, DC. So even though these lines, like her hand lines are very thin, I will probably go over them. How did I get all the details? Honestly, I just kind of scribbled around. Here's my sketch. I don't know if the inks are clean yet, so I'm not gonna put them down on the paper, but this was my scribble, and I did it with just normal pencil and just scribbled around basic ideas. I had this side, and I was thinking to maybe just put candles on one side, but then with the lit element, it would really make this other side on the right lose everything. You know, it couldn't compete with all the candles, which is why I did both sides with candles. And I just kind of scribbled around, so none of it really makes any sense. None of the candles are in the exact same place. But yeah, I just kind of did random swirlies and scrollies and smushed it all together. It's the most unhelpful thing that's probably ever come out of my mouth, and I'm really sorry about that. I don't really know. It is so much work, Ashley. That is the fun of arting, though, because once the idea is down and the layout is down and the decisions have been made as far as what I'm drawing, then it's just party time on the paper, and it's fun. This is fun. This isn't work anymore. Layout time is work, for sure. But this part is just, you know, doing all the finishing touches and having fun with it. I think that he will, Kylie, which is why I'm not having the lines and the blacking going all the way to the edge so that he can have more room to do his color trickery, which is going to be great. Oh, thank you, Payback. So I'm going to thicken her shoulder line a touch. I didn't do any blacking, Kylie, but I was coloring it myself, and her hair isn't completely black, is it? No, it is. So I'm getting a little bit more brave with my inking, which is really all it is. Oh, thank you, Selfie. All right, moment of truth, booty time. Yes, this does have to be done by tonight, Mystery. So if I don't finish it all via live stream, I will finish it before I go to bed. And I need to finish it, scan it, and mail it off for colors by tonight. Oh, that's so interesting, Ashley. You're like the polar opposite of me. Okay, this is like where I make or break. Yeah, it's like an aggressive wedgie. I probably drew it that way. I do believe that some people make it a G-string, some people make it full panties. I went for the Brazilian. And, you know, I just think the way it cuts on the butt looks really nice. Hurts to be beautiful. Yes, it's what's so fun about comics. They're not completely realistic. I love it. All right, so I'm cleaning off the brush to make sure that it's really, really ready for the moment of booty truth. Oh, it won't be an all-nighter mystery. I'm going to the mountains tomorrow. All right, guys, I am not going to talk for a second. Oh, okay, Kylie. Yeah, I know you're chill. Yikes, I have to fix that. All right, now to do a few little fixes. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. You know what, Devin? I was wondering that myself. I'm not sure. And thank you for being around. All right, I think it's dry. All right, thank you, Mystery. Yes, Ashley, this is a character from a comic book. She's named Vampirella. All right, I'm cleaning the brush again. Hello, Richie. Yes, I have a Jessica Rabbit. Okay, so this part is dry, and this is a really long line. So I'm gonna be very careful and not breathe very much at all. Whew. There we go. Oh, I can breathe. Okay, now I'm just putting in the little back dimple on her knee. Okay, that part's not quite dry yet, so in order to do this, I need to have it go upside down. Every so often the ink starts to dry on the brush, so I just have to clean it out. Okay, shoulder time. So right here is kind of right where the light is hitting, so her face is thinner there, and just that little tippy top of her shoulder is also thinner line weight for the light source. Drawn 2 is going to the printers any day now. I am just waiting for them to finish depositing my payment and then I'll get an upload link. So my hope is to have Drawn 2 by the beginning of March, which is Emerald City Comic Con. And I'm crossing my fingers for that. It's a possible maybe that it's gonna make it by then. But for sure sometime in the March, April of this year. And I think of inking with a brush kind of like really professional musicians. When they know they're gonna sing louder, they move the mic further away. It's that. It's finding the right amount, because as your hand turns, you have to keep picking up your fingers ever so slightly, because everything of the thickness of the brush is handled by pressure, right? So as you're moving your hand down, the closeness of your hand to the paper is, you know, automatically happening. So you have to be pulling up as you're pushing down with the brush. What's relocating me? Where? In Australia? Oh, hey, Payback. Okay, so yes, now you're Richie73. Hello! Well, I'm technically Australian, so I could. Oh, thank you, Jen. I was born in Melbourne, Australia. As weird as that is. Yes. Definitely need a good air conditioner. Big time. Okay, now it's time to do her boobs. Oh, you say Melbourne? then I'm like the chick from Friends who's faking a British accent, and everyone will make fun of me. Yeah, you and me both, Kara. Oh, seriously? That's hilarious. Oh, you're right. It's vegan spicy soup time. Yeah, no, I'm not vegan. It's just the recipe was vegan spicy Thai soup. Okay. I am gonna go have dinner with my family and cook the dinner. So I will definitely keep you all posted with the final of this one. And I gotta say, I'm so excited to finally be drawing a Vampirella cover. When I got offered the job, I was just like, squee! So happy, and it has been so fun to work on it with you guys. And I love you all a ton. And let's raid Killer Nen. She is Nen Chang, and she is the one who really talked me into having a Twitch channel. So I am incredibly grateful to her. She is an amazing artist that I adore. And let's go show Nen some love. All right? And thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you to the new follows. And definitely go check out Comics Elite, and you can put in your, you can reserve your copy of this cover when it comes out. And so, an early happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Okay, definitely do that, Kylie, or you can send them to me now. Either way is fine. All right, let's get this raid thing going. Raid Killer. I wonder if it's caps specific. It's working. Look at this, guys. I don't have to search it every time. All right, have a good one. Love you all. Bye. Oops, I'm still waiting to raid. Okay, now we can raid. Mwah.